We're here in Cologne to explore the most famous Christmas markets in Germany. From the stunning backdrop of the Cologne Cathedral to curling and ice skating, the cosy riverside stores to free musical performances, and even the mulled wine pirate ship. We're going to share with you how much things cost at these markets, the best time to visit to avoid the crowds, and stick around to the end where we'll show you the market you need to avoid, as well as our top tips for your visit. So let's get to it. All of the 4 markets are walkable across the city. However, you can also get the Cologne Market Express, which stops at all of the markets and costs €15. Let's start with the most iconic Christmas market in Cologne, right in front of the magnificent Gothic Cologne Cathedral. This is one of the busiest at night. We could barely move once we arrived. When you first enter into the market, you can have your photo taken under a large mistletoe for €2. We're going to start with my favourite thing, food and drink. There were loads of regional food specialities, currywurst and bratwurst, melted cheese on crispy toasted bread, hickory mixed gingerbread, a slice of apple strudel, lots of flavoured nuts and gingerbread galore, and our absolute favourite, mulled wine and apple punch. So when you're walking around the market stores, help yourself to some of the free samples. We tried the Swiss cheese fondue, costing us €6. It was very tasty, and we drank some delicious mulled wine surrounded by Christmas trees. The wine cost the same all across the market at €5 a mug and €4 deposit for the mug. The mug even has the year of 2025, so it's a perfect souvenir to take home. And what's really cool is each market offers a different style of mug for you to collect. There's around 150 festive stores selling handmade crafts, ornaments and Christmas decorations. We particularly loved the glass hand-painted baubles for the Christmas tree. There were some gorgeous homemade tea lights, loads of colourful painted tea lights, the traditional star lights that are made from paper. There were some gorgeous traditional German house ornaments, and something we'd not seen in the UK before was wooden flutes that you can personalise with your name on it. There were some wooden German Christmas ornaments, as well as cosy and warm socks and slippers, which you need when it's cold in Germany. And you can even bag yourself a basketball bag, which was one of the most priciest things we'd seen on the market at €60. And don't miss the nativity scene behind the market stores on the side of the cathedral, because it's stunning. We'd recommend arriving when it first opens at 11 AM to beat the crowds and purchase any of the items in the morning. It's a 2-minute walk from the train station, making it very convenient. And then for a magical experience as the evening falls, the square lights up under a canopy of twinkling lights with a huge decorated Christmas tree as the centerpiece. Really made it feel like a fairy tale vibe. We particularly enjoyed the Christmas swing musical performances in the evening.
Yes, that bluebird here I say, if the new bird, you sing the love song, we all sing along, walking in the winter wonderland.
Next up is our favourite themed market. It was Heinzels Wintermärchen in the Old Town, the Alta Market and the Hugh Market squares. This market transforms Cologne's Old Town into a winter wonderland, inspired by folklore of the city with lots of charm and tradition. Even the vendors were dressed up in traditional clothes, which was really fun. The market is spread across the 2 of the city's Old Town squares and has over 100 stalls which are themed like Candy Lane and Toy Alley. We enjoyed the carol singers in the centre of the market, as well as the interactive crafts being made in front of you. So they were making handcrafted wooden ornaments, there was pottery making and personalised horseshoes where you could see them using the furnace. There's plenty of variety at this market, from handmade crafts and gifts, including colourful tea lights from cities around the world, some Christmas sweets and nuts, and traditional German dishes from strudel, fried potato, curd and dried salami and cinnamon buns. We even watched candy canes being made in front of us and got to try a sample which was still warm. The wooden bar, which makes you feel like you've stepped inside a ski chalet, and don't miss the gnomes on the ski lifts which are hung over the ice rink, where you can do curling or even skate on the incredible ice, where you can skate around some of the most famous monuments in the square. There's even traditional fairground rides like a Ferris wheel. We particularly enjoyed the violinist, which was playing Christmas classics. This market is more relaxed and traditional compared to the busy cathedral market. Good if you want to avoid lots of the crowds. We arrived at 12:30 p.m. as it was only a 10-minute walk from the Cologne Cathedral and found it not very busy. Next up is the Market of the Angels, located in Newmarket, near the large shopping streets. We enjoyed the lights here the most, featuring angels in white and twinkling lights hanging from the trees. When you first enter into the market, you're welcomed by a wooden card nativity scene, so don't miss that. This market has a merry-go-round which is all lit up at night and makes this market family friendly. There are so many food options here and it is a foodie's dream, which I loved. There was the currywurst and breakfast, fried pizza, as well as pasta where they make it fresh and then mix it in a cheese wheel, mushrooms in garlic sauce. There was plenty of cheese and salami stalls and a traditional German Stollen stand with different flavours. There were different flavoured pretzels, as well as chocolate covered strawberries and bananas. Now, it's the first place that I'd found one of my favourite treats at a German market, which is chocolate covered marshmallows. There were some impressive waffles which were shaped as the Cologne Cathedral, which were interesting. Lots of different nuts and gingerbread. And my favourite treat, which we found in Budapest, is the chimney cake, but here you can add a range of different toppings on. There were so many craft and gift stalls as well, from paper lit up houses to metal Christmas decorations, and the largest Christmas decoration stall across all the markets. But once you step inside, it did get very crowded and we actually found it to be overpriced compared to other stores. We enjoyed another mulled wine and again got another themed glass. The Gabriel's bar in this market offered the widest selection of drinks that we'd found, including hot chocolate, eggnog, different mulled wines from red and white, as well as apple punch. We added amaretto to our mulled wine and it cost €6 in total. We arrived here at 3:30 p.m, an hour before sunset. We got to experience it both before and after dark. It started to get really busy after 5 p.m, so this place becomes magical after dark with so many gorgeous lights. So we'd highly recommend arriving in the early evening to avoid the crowds. Our final market of our tour is the most disappointing. It's the Harbour and Riverside Market by the Lindt Chocolate Museum. The museum is worth a visit. We do a tour of the Lindt Chocolate Museum in our Cologne travel guide, where we'll also show the things you must see and do whilst in Cologne. This market sits beside the River Rhine, near the Chocolate Museum, gives a completely different vibe. The theme is maritime, and the best thing about the museum is the mulled wine pirate ship, which was pretty cool. There is also a Ferris wheel which offers views over the Rhine. The markets aren't as festive or themed, they're in white tents, and we found most of the stalls replicated what we've already seen before, apart from the wooden toy store which offered handmade games. There is also limited food options, mainly offering breakfast and currywurst. We did, however, get a giant slab of gingerbread costing us €3.50. It was very tasty with crispy chunks of ginger inside. We arrived at the market at about 2 p.m. and it was the least crowded of all of them. However, it was much smaller than any of the other markets. Let's share some of our top tips. So number 1 is bring some cash. Many of the stalls do accept card, however some of the food and smaller stalls only accept cash. Number 2 is try visiting on a weekday or earlier in the evening. Weekends and late nights can get very crowded, especially in the bigger markets. Number 3 is we stayed in Dusseldorf, which is a 30-minute train journey. It cost €26 return, as the hotels and flights to Cologne would double the price. What was really cool is we got to experience the Dusseldorf and Cologne Christmas markets. And in the coming weeks, we're going to share our experience of the Dusseldorf Christmas market and review our boutique hotel Muse, where we paid €216 for 2 nights and received a free upgrade to a suite. Drop us a comment to let us know where your favourite Christmas market is. And please do give us a thumbs up, as it helps us reach more people. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you're first to know when we drop our Dusseldorf Christmas market video. We'll see you next time.